big disclaimer before I start this video. A lot of this is gonna sound like I'm complaining, and well, maybe that might be true, possibly, maybe. I don't want it to come off like I am ungrateful or that I'm unhappy with my job, because I am so incredibly lucky and happy to be doing what I'm doing. I'm only 20, but already I have a job that I love. I'm my own boss, which is great. I am currently working on a webcomic that people are very excited for, which has been a dream of mine for a long time, and I have a lot to be happy about and grateful for, which I am. But I do think that this is a topic that should be talked about. A lot of people that watch me will ask for advice on starting a YouTube channel or like making a webcomic or anything like that. While I'm not super qualified to give super solid advice on it, I do kind of want to share my opinion on this topic because I think it's important. I wanted to put that out there. It might sound like I'm complaining, but I am very much happy to be doing what I am doing, so I don't want anyone to take it the wrong way. So there we go. To the video. Hello and welcome back to my channel. Hope you're doing well. So I have been drawing for as long as I can remember. Sometimes I'll be asked how long I've been drawing and I don't have a solid answer. I'm 20, so about 20 years, I guess. There's never really a point in my life where I started taking art more seriously. That's pretty common with a lot of artists I see. There's like a specific age where they really want to improve with their art. But art has always just kind of been my hobby, and it's always just how I spent my free time. But that's the thing, like it was always just a hobby, and now it's my job, which is both exciting and nerve-wracking. So let me talk about why. I think it's great that I have a job that I love, and I think it's great that my hobby became my job, or my hobby is my job, or whatever, however you want to say it. But there are definitely some times where it's a lot more stressful than you'd think, so hopefully today I will explain those points to you. Having art as a hobby and having art as your profession, it's a very different experience with art. So I have like some main points that I want to talk about and just kind of talk about how having art as a hobby and how having it as a job is kind of different. The topics include, but are not limited to, kind of having like the line of work and free time being blurred, taking breaks from art, and then like drawing fan art and guilty pleasure art, and all of that fun stuff. So if those are topics you're interested in, stay tuned. Let's start with like the work and the free time. Sometimes I'll have this like mini existential crisis of like, when am I working and when am I actually just enjoying myself and having free time? Because before, like let's say back when I was in like middle school and high school, of course if I was drawing, like that would just be me having me time, because I would be at school, I would be doing homework, I'd be doing chores, and so art was for sure like my free time. Now like I draw for a living, like I make YouTube videos and that's my job. I draw either in a sketch vlog or in a speed paint, and then there we go. And then a lot of what I draw on this channel is stuff that I would originally draw in my free time. And on one hand, that's super cool. It's cool that I could just do what I like and get paid for it. But then on the other hand, it's like, whenever I try and do that stuff in my free time, I always end up thinking about work, if that makes any sense. Like I'm thinking, oh, maybe I should record this and have a video and have some sort of like speed paint with commentary or whatever, or maybe I should redraw this in a sketch vlog. And it always just ends up coming back to like work, I guess, which isn't something that I've normally had to think about before. And if we look at the basics, it's like, when am I working? Obviously, when I'm recording a video and when I'm editing, and then whenever I'm doing comic work. I think typically one could say like, if I'm just doodling in my sketchbook, then that's free time. It's like you're just drawing in your sketchbook for yourself. So then that way that's like, you're just doing leisurely art, right? You're not working. But then I do sketchbook tours, and then also I do sketch vlogs where I work in my sketchbook, and it's like, so much of my free time now can also be considered work. And again, on one hand, that's really cool because I'm just doing what I like, but then sometimes, I guess it just depends on how I'm feeling that day. Sometimes it can feel like I'm always working and that I never have a break, and it can be a little overwhelming sometimes. And I think that that's something that not a lot of people talk about when your hobby becomes your job, whether that's like art or whatever. Normally that's something that you would do in your free time, but then once you do it for a living and you try and do it in your free time, it just feels like work. And it's a very odd feeling. Again, it can be a good thing or a bad thing. It just depends on the day, to be honest. And then, how do I transition into this next topic? That'll be my transition. Good work, Oliver. So, drawing, we've established that sometimes, if you're a professional artist, drawing in your free time feels like work. So, what do I do? What do? Well, here's what happens with me. Like, I usually don't feel comfortable just sitting and doing nothing, but then when I draw in my free time, it feels like work, and then I'm like, well, I can't be working, because this is supposed to be my free time, so what the hell? It's not good to work nonstop. And sometimes that's what it feels like I'm doing, because I'll go from making, like, a speed paint or something, and then I'll go and I'll draw in my sketchbook, and it's like, okay, well, I'm working still, so that's not good. I don't know, if we compare it to, like, being in school again. When I was in school, during the day, I would be in school, I was doing schoolwork, and so then, like, I wouldn't be drawing then, and then I would come home and I would draw, and it was a very clear, like, divide. But then it's like, I went from doing schoolwork as, I guess, a job, the job you have when you're a child, and then going home and drawing was my break, but now it's like, working is drawing, and then break is drawing, but then they're both drawing, so it's both work. So I've been doing this thing where I just force myself to not. And at first it was really stressful because I have this super guilty conscience, and I'm like, if I'm not doing something productive, then I'm wasting time. But I have been forcing myself to just not, and it can feel a little guilty. I can feel guilty at times, and it's not very good. So, like, we've already established that work and free time can sometimes feel like the same thing, but now it's like, now whenever I try and make different free time, I feel bad because I'm not doing the productive stuff for my channel. And also, since I am just drawing constantly, sometimes I just don't feel like drawing. Which isn't good, because that's my profession. Like, if I need to make a video, like, there have been so many times where I'll wake up and I know I have to film because deadlines are coming up, but then I just don't want to. It could be because it could be like how I was talking about before, where it just feels overwhelming because I'm just drawing so much. And then other times I just feel burnt out. And so sometimes I have to, like, force myself to not draw during my free time, and I have to force myself to take that break, which sometimes is frustrating because, like, there's a lot of art that I want to make. Sometimes, like, there's some types of art that just isn't suited to be on the channel, I guess. Not necessarily in a bad thing, but it's like, sometimes you just want to mindlessly draw in your sketchbook, you know? But then it's like, I draw all day, every day, and so then if I go to mindlessly doodle in my sketchbook, I can feel burned out or overwhelmed. It just really depends, like I was saying, but it's not good. But yeah, I've been forcing myself to not draw a lot in my free time, which has been a little refreshing. I think at some point it's going to get a little stressful and I'm going to do it again, but I think I just need to get better at, like, controlling that part of myself, I guess. One thing that I've been doing is, like, every day, sometime between 8 and 9 p.m., I'll take my dog outside, and so then after I do that, like, no more work. What it's been recently is that I've been playing Ace Attorney. If you follow me on Instagram, you know I'm in a hole, I can't get out, I'm drawing them in this video. It's an obsession, but it's helping me cope, so it's fine. I don't know, it's just, it's a nice change of pace, I guess. Because, like, when you're playing a video game, you're not drawing. It seems very obvious, but it's mind-blowing. Because it doesn't feel like I'm doing work, and I enjoy it. And I'm spending my free time in a way that I enjoy, and it's not work, it's great. So kind of on a similar topic, as I said, I am drawing Ace Attorney characters in this video. And that, it kind of leads me to drawing fan art. I think the art community in general can be, like, not really divided on fan art, but I guess, like, from the outside looking in, people see fan art as, like, a not serious piece of art, I guess. But fan art is kind of a safe haven for me. Most of what I draw on my channel is original stuff. My OC series are very popular videos on my channel. A lot of people enjoy hearing about my characters and my stories. And then a lot of the time when I draw, like, in a sketch vlog or something, I draw my original characters. It's a very prominent thing on my channel. And of course I do draw fan art in my last video. I'm assuming it's the last video when you're seeing this, so maybe I shouldn't say that for sure, but an undefined video ago, I did draw fan art. But fan art is, like, of course not everyone who watches my channel will be interested in the same stuff as me, so people might not care about some of the fan art. And then of course, like, since this is my job, sometimes you have to make what you know will go good with your audience. In general, with my content, I don't really care. Like, I typically just post what I want to post and that's that. But like I said, my original content, like my original characters and everything, that tends to be more popular on my channel, and so that is a majority of my content. Of course, I do take the like breaks every now and again to make fan art and just have a little bit of me time in a video. But in general, like, I see fan art as kind of like, it's kind of guilty pleasure art for me. And like, I don't want to say that because it makes it sound like drawing fan art is a bad thing. It's not. It's just like most of work is original works, and so drawing fan art feels more like leisure time. Like I said on Instagram, I've been very open about my Ace Attorney obsession. I've been drawing them a lot, but that's kind of like how drawing has become more free time for me, I guess. So I have been drawing a lot of fan art for them. No, most of the time when I'm drawing in my free time, it feels more like free time when I'm drawing like fan art and stuff. Again, not always, because I am making fan art in this video, but if there is any drawing in my free time that feels like a break, it's fan art. And mostly just because it reminds me of being younger and like just drawing because I liked to draw, and like drawing my favorite anime characters because you know me. Resident weeb. For younger artists, it's very, very common to make fan art, and so whenever I draw fan art, it's more of like I'm just having fun with art again, and it's very nice. I don't have to worry about creating original works that people will enjoy and being like, sometimes I want to draw anime characters and that's that. I don't want to think about it. And that kind of leads me nicely into my next topic, which is like making more guilty pleasure art and then like improving art. So like, as a professional artist, because technically speaking that is what I am, it's what I do as a job. As unprofessional as that may seem, it is technically my profession. Like, as a professional artist, I do need to improve. I need to be working on my skill. I need to be I need to get better at stuff. Sometimes, like, you need to draw things that you don't particularly enjoy drawing, I guess. So like, for me, doing YouTube, it's a little bit more lenient because I just had the content, but like I need to practice stuff. Like last year, something that I really worked on was same face syndrome. You might remember I did the 100 heads challenge. It's something that I really wanted to improve with. And then I also need to always be thinking about what makes a piece of art look good, like on a technical level, I guess. But then if you're drawing just for yourself, like let's say you're like an accountant or something. I have a full-time job as an accountant. Like, if you have a job that you do during the day and then you come home and art is like your free time or whatever, like there's a lot less pressure and there's like, I don't want to say less of a desire, but there's less of a need to like have that sort of improvement. Because if you're drawing at the end of the day to unwind from your regular day job, then it's like there isn't really any pressure. You just kind of mindlessly draw. You don't have to think about it really. Like if you like drawing anime girls, as I'm sure many of you do, totally not calling myself out. Like sometimes like you can just draw the same thing over and over and it's fine, but like as a professional you can't really do that. I don't know, that kind of just brings me back to like drawing in free time versus drawing with a job. I don't even know if anything I'm saying is making sense at this point. Hopefully it is. Otherwise this entire video will be pointless. Like whenever I'm filming a video and I'm drawing for a video, I always feel like my mindset is a little bit different. Like I'm thinking a lot harder about things, and that's something that can sometimes bleed into my leisurely drawing. It's something that I've really been trying to shut off in my brain. It's part of the reason why I've been drawing a lot of Ace Attorney fan art, because I don't gotta think about it. I'm just mindlessly drawing, and that's helping my free time art feel like free time again, which is nice. But then again, like, depending on the day, sometimes I feel guilty doing that. I don't know, I think that's definitely a very big me problem of separating like work and free time, because when your hobby does become your job, that is very hard to distinguish. So hopefully I'll get better at doing that. I don't know. This video is very rambly, so I'm sorry, but I hope that what I'm saying made a lot of sense. Again, I don't want this to come off as like I'm complaining or whatever, but I just think it's something that needs to be said. A lot of it really does depend on the day. Like sometimes I can wake up and be like, wow, I get to just do whatever and get paid for it. It's great. But then other times it's like, it's stressful. So lately it's been good. Lately, for anyone worried about me, it's been great lately. I've been doing awesome. But I do think that that is something I think you all should be aware of. Because again, I get a lot of comments asking about starting a YouTube channel or starting a comic or whatever it is. And I think that it is something to be considered how having your hobby become your job affects your free time and it affects your mindset. It really changes the way that you look at what you enjoy doing, for better or for worse. So I don't want this video to like, if you wanted to start a channel or if you wanted to start a comic or you wanted to do whatever, I don't want this to deter you from doing that because I love what I do. I am very, very happy to have this community here on this channel. You guys are lovely. Love you guys. But I don't know, I just think that this is something worth talking about. It's a discussion worth having, so let me know your thoughts. If you have any sort of questions, let me know. Again, this video is kind of just me rambling, so a lot of this stuff I'm still struggling with at times, so I can't really give advice or maybe even answer questions super solidly, but I would love to continue this conversation down in the comments. So if you have any input on this matter, let me know. I'd love to hear it. This video might have just been an excuse to draw Ace Attorney fan art on my channel. Who knows? That's another thing. Sometimes if I want to make like more refined fan art and finished it, sometimes the only way I can justify it is by making it into a video. But then I get stuck in the issue of like, am I really working or spending free time? I'm gonna stop talking about it and stop thinking about it. It's a vicious cycle. So let's just leave it as what it is. I guess just your viewpoint, is it a paradigm? I forgot what that word means. It's how you view it. It's all how you look at it. So I'm trying to have more days where I look at it as a good thing rather than a bad thing. Let me know if this video made any sense. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. And if you are new here, hi, I'm Oliver. This might not have been the best video for you to watch as a first video, but I have other videos for you to watch on my channel. I draw a lot, I share a lot of my art, and I would love for you to see more, so consider subscribing if you haven't. I'd really appreciate it. And you can also follow me on social media. It can be on screen now and linked in the description box below. If you want to see more of my art and also keep up with my Ace Attorney obsession, follow me on Instagram. That's where I'm most active and share my art, but if not, it's no big deal. And there will also be some videos on screen now for you to watch. Did I say that weird? There are videos for you to see. Click them. Thanks for watching. And I will see you next week. Bye.